I can't watch Roger Federer play tennis and swing the racket the same way, nor will any description from him on how to swing the racket get me to swing it the right way. Then we go to intellectual efforts. We start asking Warren Buffett why he invested in a company, and there he can try and create a mental construct as to how he thinks and how he invests in the company. But there are just as many details to Warren Buffett's activities when he decides what to invest in and how he lives his life and how he thinks as there are to Roger Federer's body running around a tennis court hitting a ball. The details are not transmissible. They're not copyable. You can be inspired to try it yourself, but without that sincerity, that obsession, you won't get there.
Not only are the details not transmissible, the details are not even knowable.
So Warren and Roger don't even know it themselves.
Absolutely not. No great artist knows. The things that you do greatest are the things that you know not how you do them.
I would argue that you're not even there when you do them. You're not consciously thinking about it. I find that when I'm speaking, I do best when I'm not thinking about what I'm going to say, and I don't even hear what I'm going to say until it comes out of my mouth.
You become as surprised as the audience as to what you're going to say. That is just pure. What does pure mean? Pure is not morality, and pure is not good. There's no good and bad. And that's a whole other topic itself.
That's actually the next topic I want to get into. That's another set of assumptions that everybody has that to understand you have to be left by the wayside. What we're doing here is we're trying to focus on what is true. And that means we're going to speak as honestly as possible, which means we're going to be vulnerable, which means we're going to say things that are socially unacceptable, and we're going to say things that are potentially surprising. And it's very difficult to speak truth in a public forum. And why is that?
Because there's an internal dialogue which says that a person wants the audience to understand.
There's definitely that. There's also a piece of it that society is a set of collective lies that we all believe in so we can get along. It allows us to establish lowest common denominator consensus so we don't all kill each other and we can cooperate. But there are these shared fictions that we have to maintain for that society to function, which is fine. There's a cost to that, and the cost is borne by the individual.
It all comes back to DNA, not genetic DNA, DNA in one's sensibilities, the way that he is wired. And for some people's DNA, what society thinks is almost an insult. If we don't discuss truth here, then what's the point of having a conversation? If there's any compulsion that the audience should understand, and it doesn't mean that I go out of my way to try to be arcane and abstract, but it isn't about anyone understanding. It's about speaking the truth.
Now that we've established that prescriptions don't work, and that we're here to discover the truth, and we're looking past good and bad and right or wrong, and we're just trying to figure out the answer, let's pick the first thing that we're going to dive into. Freedom. What does freedom mean to you?
Freedom is freedom from the mind. The only reason that any human being is not free is because of his mind. It is the mind which creates his tortures. It is the mind which creates his anxieties. It is the mind which creates his conflicts. It is the mind which creates his rules. All that he is confined by, all that he is imprisoned by, is the mind, not anything else.